Oh my gosh. The sound was off. I'm sorry. Uh the sound has been off for 15 minutes. Excellent. All right, that just makes about sense. That's about where my week is going. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I could have been noodling all evening since the guitar. All right, so let's put this here and take the other one off. Um, so yeah, let's. Are we gonna run through everything we spoke about? Look, it's been this happens when you stream, right? Every now and then you start. I should have a checklist like astronauts or pilots. Um, but yeah, this I happen to have. uh, This time around, I didn't check the volume. We were talking about guitar and streaming, and wondering if I really do feel like they stripped this. They stripped this app of all the stuff, and then they gave you a weird layout to boot. So yeah, I said I was gonna start streaming. Actually, the first is next week, a week from today. So a week from today, I will be on Twitch. No restreamer, just Twitch. I might pop in here to ask you to come on through and say hey. But even as I say that now, I kind of don't want to leave. We're streaming to Twitch and YouTube, and when I start streaming to Twitch solely, I'm gonna stop streaming to YouTube because I've been trying to figure out what all these not apps, all these things are supposed to be used for. You know what I mean? So the idea that Twitter isn't Facebook, isn't Instagram, isn't Twitch, isn't YouTube. So what is the niches for all these things, right? I'm just sitting here going, why do I need all of them? Really? You've got issues with it too. That's not good. You're a freaking musician. It ha- yeah, and no one can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're streaming to two other places, but there's an audio on my restream. There's a text on my streamer that no one can see, which also makes me crazy. Eric says, "Yep, it happens," and now I'm struggling with sound as I'm getting this weird high pitched whine in my audio. Yeah, that's. I mean, what is that? I think the app was good, and then they reconfigured it and made it really ugh, just really a headache. You know what it's like? It's like having a nice relationship, right? And all of a sudden, your relationship is now with a crazy person. And that's what it's like. You're like, am I disloyal for leaving? Should I fight it out? People go through phases. What's going on here? But instead, you know, sometimes I was listening to the Dave Grohl interview. Dave Grohl is a musician. He's a friggin' awesome musician. On NPR today, as I was driving around, and he was saying how like he got the chance to join Nirvana, um, and but he had to leave this group this band that he was in, and he called his mom for a little advice, and she was like, sometimes you have to be selfish, and the rest is history, right? So yeah, twice inducted Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Dave Grohl, once for the as the drummer in Nirvana, and once and also as the lead singer frontman for the Foo Fighters, which is my favorite rock band. Um, Don't want to be your monkey wrench is just an anthem of go fuck yourself. I'm busy, right? As well as there goes my hero, which every time I hear it, I think of Jimmy Carter, President Carter, right? Who's building houses for people at 110. How real is that dude, right? Meanwhile, other people like Barack Obama went off and just made $100 million like this weekend. So yeah, when I hear "There Goes my hero," I think of Jimmy Carter. Watch him as he goes. So Dave Grohl is just a freaking, and as I try and get my sausage, fat, stupid fingers to cooperate and make beautiful music like all these awesome like guitarists and singer songwriters do late in the game. which is fine. It's late in the game, and it's fine that I'm not. I don't care if no one ever hears anything I write, but I'm gonna start doing it because I think it's. I just think it's a new form of meditation I discovered, right? And I think I broke the seal by stating to the world that I wanted to do it and I was gonna learn it. And I feel less stupid about having said that and more engaged to do it. Eric says, the Haps is a whole thing. Yeah, be nice to have our own place that can be seen on all these different places. And how much are you helping out? How much are you helping each of these platforms? If we say, yeah, but that's the thing, right? I mean, you're just. I mean, I don't matter here on Haps, right? Just like if I went over to YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or whatever, I wouldn't matter either. But unless I was like the home run king of all those apps. Or if I left with the other millions of people who don't matter, then all of a sudden we collectively, as a group, matter. When someone goes, "Wow, you lost 75% of your user base," right? Uh, it's that. But I have someone who's slowly getting into it, and that is streaming. As I'm learning two things, by the way, we said this in June. I'm learning to stream. I want to stream daily. That came to an end on what I call the app apocalypse, which was Veterans Day. And since then, I haven't streamed daily, regularly. I sort of kind of, I felt like someone popped my balloon. And you know what it's like? It's like someone told me there's no Santa Claus, and all of a sudden I'm just kind of like dejected and wah, 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 right? But before that, I was skipping along. I was trying to get on the good list and all that shit. And now I'm just kind of like, man, fuck Santa Claus. And that's not where you want to be, right? You want your practitioners to believe in the app they're using. Uh, so yeah, now I kind of like meh, but just in time to start anew, right? So here's my thing. I was going to start. What is that? A poking hole in my shirt. I was going to start getting fit the 1st of January as my New Year's resolution. I was going to start Twitch on Thursday, which is the first of the month. I like to start things on the first when I get a mind to start something new. First, the first of the week, which is Sunday, that I get 52 chances to start something. Right. Um, First of the month, I get 12 chances a year to start something. And the platinum is New Year's, right? Once a year, I get to start something. So I think I'm gonna start getting fit a month early. So I think I'm gonna flip these. I'm gonna start getting fit December 1st, so I'm gonna start streaming to maybe Twitch January 1st ish. Uh, when I say first ish, I mean the first, but no one's gonna be there. It's gonna be like this. When I started here, there was me talking to nobody for like 2.5 hour sessions in the morning, and then a 2.5 hour session in the afternoon, and then that lasted for about 4 months. Not 4 months. That lasted for about 60 days before I got burnt out, and then it went to one show a day, 6:30 every day, Monday through Saturday, and a 7:30 a.m. Sunday show. Which this past week was the first time I missed a Sunday show. I was just kind of like, man, it's like you love a girl, and all of a sudden she just goes, I never really liked you. And then all of a sudden you're just kind of like not the same. You don't look at her, you don't look at this app the same way. Hey, Stevie Wonder, good to see you. So yeah, we're just perusing about this restreamer that we're on. I'm streaming to um where is that stupid thing? Here it is. I'm streaming to my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe both of these. I need the help. And my Twitch channel, which is going to get a lot of action in about I want to say 5 weeks. Hey, good to see you, man. Uh, are you going to do a show about Arbery? Did I miss it? Cause I gotta tell you, this whole Ahmaud Arbery thing is the Kyle Rittenhouse, Ahmaud Arbery, and the not Jacksonville, the Charlottesville trials, right? They just found those guys guilty yesterday. They all owe 25 million now, which I think they can raise. Sad to say. Um, they found the people who murdered Ahmaud Arbery, the father, son, and the neighbor, guilty, but they let Kyle Rittenhouse go because self defense. He was trying to flee, but he had shot somebody when he was trying to flee. All this kind of weird shit. Oh, did you miss it? Yeah, it's just it's if you follow this stuff like we follow this stuff, you might need to cut your TV off and just take a second to breathe because you will be inundated. Can you throw up that YouTube handle again on your Twitch, and I'll follow? Yeah, yeah. Please like and subscribe. It's True S Armor here on the Hatchery Streamer. It's True Armor. And my gaming channel, which I'm going to be doing a lot more gaming. The first game I'm going to play is likely a game called Democracy, where you are essentially the president of America or prime minister of America, and you have to. I would show you the commercial, but the last time I showed the commercial, I got a YouTube strike, and I was like, "It's a fucking commercial. It can only be good for you to show someone else's." Yeah, I don't even understand YouTube anymore. Let's check the chat. Uh, Oh, did I miss it? Can you? Okay, I was live this morning, and oh, see, I was working. Okay, yeah, I will absolutely check it out. Um, yeah, I'll absolutely check it out because I was like, the whole. Look, listen. This is what I mean. Th- how can I phrase this? There was, there was, there was I keep saying this, and I know the justice system is not a justice system. It's just a legal system, right? But they had first of all, I didn't think Kyle Rittenhouse had a leg to stand on, but they really had no leg to stand on. And on top of that, it looked like there was a cover up before it got to this point. Um, so I was like, oh, two shots at a cover up, right? Once you declared somebody not guilty, it's just. But then I was thinking, who does he like? He didn't have a lot. They didn't have a lot of support, right? Kyle Rittenhouse had a lot of support. Uh, People gave him money to get out of jail, kind of like a lot of support. Um, this just looked. Well, how can I phrase this? This just looked just old fashioned white racism. This is what it looked like. I mean, think about this. Think of how bad this turned to the Ahmaud Arbery. All right, you look at the place, right? Because you're jogging. I guess you stop in to look. I've never done that, but I grew up in New York, right, where everything you do know, friggin' trespassing because the place is crowded with people and people do get arrested for trespassing. Um, so if you're putting up a house, you might look at it from the outside and peer through that little window that they cut so people can see, but you don't go wandering through it. Uh, and I realized here living in the South that South is just a whole different animal. When I moved in here, I parked the U-Haul van on the curb. And my nephew was like, "What are you doing?" And then he backed it up across the grass like 4 feet from the door. No, that can you do that? And I've lived here for like 4 years now, and every time somebody moves in or out, that's exactly how they do it. And I've driven past people moving in and out like, but fuck the grass. And I realized, yeah, why would grass be sacred? There's a shit ton of grass every place here, right? And the grass is resilient. So, but yeah, you sort of just have to learn how to what's the word I'm looking for? I guess yeah, you have to learn how to be new in a new environment. Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna bring up information, man. Uh, I have to see. That's another thing. I it unsubscribed me to all these people. Oh, I have to go over here. I can't click on you in information. go. That is the worst typing job ever, but it worked. All right. Did it go through? I think it did. It's hard for even me to even know if I the invite was sent sometimes. Oh, is that? Oh, good lord. Okay. Uh, Adaptable. Uh, oh, thanks, man. Hey, William. Good to see you, man. In the chat. So, all right. So, I mean, did you get it? Because I'm still having trouble with this app. Let me know in the chat if you got the information, man. Uh, yeah, man. I don't know. The whole Arbery thing is ridiculous. The Kyle Rittenhouse thing is slightly less ridiculous, but still bullshit. I mean, I think the judge had his finger on the trigger. How can you be the victim when you're the aggressor? And it's the wording in the double talk. Did you get the invite? You did get the invite. Okay. Cause I don't really know what I'm doing with it. I mean, the app, they just screwed up the app. The app was, I had two problems with the app, and now I have like seven problems with the app. So yeah, we're gonna slide over to Twitch, and we're gonna do it nightly over there, and knock out these topics, and then do some gaming, may roll some J's. Here's the thing about Twitch and marijuana. Uh, if it's legal where you're broadcasting from, they don't care. So I can smoke a joint on stream, which is fine. That makes sense to me. But if you're in, I don't know, someplace where it's not legal, you can't do that. Uh, and I was like, huh, that is the first common sense sort of thing I've heard from one of these platforms in a while. Uh, but I just run on the idea of the law, which is you can smoke anything you want on stream. They can't prove it is unless you go, this is some good marijuana that I'm smoking that I got from the weed man, which I'm not supposed to have. And they go, well, he said all this stuff, and he's obviously, you know, um, how do I? Because I sent you an invite. Oh, I hope. Anyway, let's see what we got. Uh, So yeah, but this Ahmad Arbery thing, the alt right guys who got hit with this. First of all, that that was low. They should. I mean, 25 million dollars. Granted, you're not a rock star. $25 million might as well be $1 trillion. But they can raise that money. There's enough hate in America to raise that money. They should have got a much heavier judgment. And the thing about their one of the their lawyer was like, well, we managed to keep the I mean the left. Look for the snowman on the right, and then you'll see him on backstage. I mean the left. Look for the snowman on the right. Okay. I sent an invite. It says invited the left. This is my left, right? Wait, hold it. You mean my other left? Um, oh Lord. It says invited. Would you like to come up, Carmen, and kick it with us? Oh, okay, all right. Be in okay. So okay. I think he's taking his moment, which is fine. I just need to know because I was like, did I do something wrong? Did I lose him? Did I do? I accidentally blocked Brian. Like in the last iteration of this thing, I clicked on something and accidentally I was like, oh, I was like, oh my god, man, I'm so bad with technology. Um, and here I am. I say this all the time. I tell my nieces this. They don't want to hear it. I was like, how dare you, as a black parent, get your kid an Xbox or a Game Boy or a PlayStation? You should get them a PC because a PC does all that shit. And then, if you're curious, you can learn to make apps and make your family $1 billion. But the gaming consoles only play games, right? We should be. I mean, The idea of us being working twice as hard to get to X is just it's a sad state of affairs. Uh, the app is crazy right now. I have unfollowed so many folks and I have not unfollowed anyone. Yes, yes, yeah. See, like if I click on you, yeah, okay. It still has me subscribe to you, which is good. Um, it's good. Okay. So this session, I only had to resubscribe to Information Man, which yeah, but like Brian, I think I had to resubscribe to him like 3 times. It's just kind of like, ugh, you know, it's like I don't need this kind of problems, man. I'm goofy enough. You're giving me extra shit to worry about that I don't need to worry about. Oh boy, tomorrow Thanksgiving. What's everybody doing? I hope everybody's balling out of control. You know what? We're gonna invite you up, Carmen, if you want to kick it. You want to kick it? Hey, Ed, happy Thanksgiving, man. I hope you're knocking it out. I like the way you spell Thanksgiving. Normally, like some people spell it with an S. Happy Thanksgiving. Like you have a lot, uh, or there's a hyphen S in it. We all need to agree what spelling Thanksgiving we're gonna be using. Um, let's see. Let's invite you up. I don't understand why you just can't click on a name and invite people up. I mean, ah, whoever redesigned this app, they need to fucking not just fire, they need to drag them out behind the building and beat the fuck out of them and then fire them. Because I think this person may have ruined your chance to be one of those Elon Musk guys worth $1 trillion or whatever. Yeah, it's a pretty good day. It's a pretty good day. Um, I'm sipping whiskey. So, who was I talking to about? I was talking to my brother. My brother's a pastor. Uh, and whenever I have a God issue, I freaking argue with him about it. We are going to invite you up, Carmen, if you want to kick it with the homies. So yeah, let me blow my honker. So I started this stream talking for 15 minutes with the sound off. Uh, hold on. Oh, I thought I guess I didn't. All right. So here's the thing. I feel a little wonky. I feel a little weird, and I was like, oh. Took my temperature today. My 98.3. My temperature is always higher than normal. Um, I was like, all right, that's normal. Um, I don't know what it was. I still sort of feel it. Um, so I don't know. I told people on this channel I am super paranoid about the coronavirus. I am super paranoid about it, right? Because I used to smoke um for like 18 years. Uh, but I stopped smoking about 18 years ago. Uh, so I mean, I'm a little wiggy about it. Oh wait, we're gonna send another one. Ooh, what just happened? Uh, Information Man disappeared, so I don't know what happened. Uh, ooh, do we want to? Let's tilt that up a little higher. Wait, hold it. Let's raise the chair a little higher. Let's try this again. We're gonna send. Wow, I'm trying to get company and people are busy. So where's information, man? Hold on. Oh, joining. Wait, hold on. What just happened? Okay.
There I go. I do not like
Oh, dang
this.
it. I'm
Hey,
sorry, Carmen.
I'm I don't like this new Haps design. It's totally garbage right now.
Yeah,
I'm
agreed.
sorry they screwed it up, and I know it's screwed up because they catered this to the musicians and said to hell with the rest of us who are used to broadcasting in the landscape design like myself and others. I mean, they should have at least made sure they created this platform to accommodate everybody's different styles. I don't
Yeah.
like horror. That's why you won't see me broadcasting over here that much anymore because I don't like the vertical. It
Right.
screws up my whole
The
setup for
portrait
my
over the
show.
horizontal. At least you get to choose. You want
Yeah,
landscape
but
or
they
you
don't
want
give us a
portrait.
choice though anymore.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the landscape because the landscape fits my setup and how
Right.
I do my programs, everything I like to do. I
And
can't do it properly in this vertical design, which I understand it was designed because you can tell they're catering towards the musicians because they now are opening this platform to go into TikTok and
right.
and Instagram now and all of that. I get it. They're trying to go where the money is, but
Right.
they shouldn't alienate people
Who
who they've
supported
been
it this
beta
far?
testing for all these months or
Right.
years or whatever. They should at
Right.
least give people that they've been beta testing and who have been here. They should give us options here. It's
Right.
ridiculous, and the number of people that have unsubscribed from this app has been very high. So
I
the
was
people
thinking
who
that.
are running this, they better recognize they're not doing themselves any favors.
Right. I think they realize that. I really
Yeah,
do.
well then won't they?
And here's the thing. You see this layout? Now, when you look at it on YouTube, there's all this side black. Even as we three are here, we
Yeah.
would still be. It doesn't make any
On
sense.
the YouTube, I can look at you on YouTube. Everything is looking landscape, right?
Right.
Right.
So that's
Portrait.
fine. So they have adapted it for YouTube viewers. So if I, but but it's only when you bring other people on that it gives that look. Other than that, it's still going to be a vertical
Really?
look.
Really? Let me
And
look at this. I'm gonna
this
check my
is, I
YouTube.
mean, if you love to broadcast if you like to go TikTok and you like to go, I think what's
Right.
the
That
other one,
portrait.
Reddick. This is going to be fantastic for people who mainly use those platforms. That's why they're doing this because those platforms are generating money and a lot of hits. And TikTok is
Oh.
the hot thing right now, right? So this is fantastic for that. But you're alienating people who primarily want that landscape because they're going to go into Twitch, Twitter, Twitch
Right.
and YouTube,
Right.
like myself and others. And I just think they should just give us the option. That's all. Just the option of going
Yeah,
either
I
way.
agree. I'm looking at this now on my YouTube feed, and this doesn't make any sense. All right, now I got to get rid of this because your broadcast should be identical to your outgoing feed, right? I mean, anybody who's ever done television and film work knows this, right? So we have, from what I'm looking at, I have you on top, right, and under you is
Yeah.
my box and Carmen's box. But on YouTube, it's you, then me. It's totally, yeah.
But
It
this is the
doesn't make any
thing.
sense.
In the beta one, you were able to manipulate where you
Yes.
moved people at. So, I don't want to take up, I don't want to take up all your time on your program tonight, but I just want to say this.
No, feel free to hate on
I,
this
I,
app changes. I've been doing it for like a week.
I
I
woke
told you,
up about,
I
what was
call
I
it the
was up,
app apocalypse. It happened on Veterans Day, right?
right,
The app apocalypse. I streamed every day until they changed the app, and
right.
yeah. So
Okay, I'm looking at us right now on my Facebook feed. Okay, everything looks okay. Um, I woke up around 5 this morning and I was already prepared to broadcast the Ahmad Aubrey decision. It must have been divine, my brother, because I had everything set up, and the minute they were about to go live, bam, I had it live. I had droves of people that came over to the YouTube channel. Thank you out
Yeah.
there. And I was like live, like bam. And luckily I have what they call YouTube TV. It's really fantastic. So I was able to get the actual
Really?
live feed out of CNN when it was actually happening. I wasn't using a traditional YouTube feed. This was
Right.
like bam, right then in court, boom, the whole 9 yards, all the
Wait, what
emotions
is
right
YouTube
there.
TV? And you won't get a strike if you use
No,
what
but you
did you
gotta
say it's called?
realize when you're on YouTube and you
Right.
use news feeds, that's open under the
Oh,
107C. There's a law where you can use it for commentary. So when you
right.
use like clips from news programs, you don't get copyright strike on that on YouTube because it's usually used for commentary. So
Okay.
I didn't get any copyright strike. But if I was playing like music and all that, I'd be in
Right.
trouble. Now I have licensed music that I use on my channel. So I
Right.
do everything like I'm supposed to. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because everything was just popping right today. And to get this verdict, though that's one battle that we've won. We didn't win the war, but that's one battle. And this was divine that this had to happen because of the BS that was happening in that courtroom, the blatant racism, the blatant stereotyping was beyond belief. And then let me just bring this up about Kyle. This is where everything was effery in that trial. The
Cow.
judge was treating him as if it was his grandson.
Yes.
They
Yes.
didn't let evidence come in. Oh, if you go and look at the
They struck
laws
some
in
and they shouldn't have
Wisconsin,
struck. Like you can't call him the shooter, but he was a shooter. I
And
don't.
you can't
right?
call them victims,
Yeah.
which was
I
the
looked at the
oddest
You
thing.
laws in
can't call those
Wisconsin.
dead people. You're like,
Right. Kyle Rittenhouse had no business out there in the streets with a whipping without
yeah.
parental
He went to
guidance
a
in the
neighboring
state
state with
law.
a legal weapon and got off on it. If you didn't
Right.
find him guilty of the murder, you should have found him guilty of carrying and transporting this weapon.
Right.
Hmm.
He had no business having the whipping
Yeah.
without parental advisory or guidance. That's in
And
the laws in
here's the other thing.
Wisconsin.
The
And I
guy who
looked that
gave
up.
him the weapon faced no charges. If I gave you a weapon and you did that, they'd be knocking on my door too.
Right. Another thing that needs to be brought up, they said in the court that Kyle wasn't pointing a gun at people and terrorizing people out there. This is what they left out in court, and the judge would not let the evidence come in. There were two black young men out there that night who Kyle had pointed his gun at
I
Right.
heard
when they
that
were in
too.
their
Hmm.
car.
I
And
saw
then
that.
he tried to play medic, and they said, "Wait a minute, man, you were just pointing a gun at us." They never brought that into court. So for all y'all folks out there that think that, oh, he wasn't harming anybody or threatening anybody with his gun, that's bullshit. He
Yeah.
threatened
No.
people with the gun, and they never let those guys come into court to testify their story because of that judge who seemed to be on board with Kyle
But
Rittenhouse
this
and the
is
whole
my thing
nonsense.
about this is my thing that I've been going on for about the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on Facebook, I'm not anymore, and on Instagram, I'm not anymore. It's the simple idea that people are focused on the cops, and it's the judicial system. It's the judges and the prosecutors, right? They don't charge them, right? They let like the bad guys run, and the bad
Mm-hmm.
guys are like pedophiles and rapists, right? They're always going to have more than one victim. So that cop that you
Hmm.
just arrested for beating up somebody has a long fucking history. The guy you arrested for shooting that guy, if you look in, how many shootings has he had where most people don't have, and who lets him go? Like, what I think is going to be really interesting about this Ahmaud Arbery case is the former DA's trial, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
'Cause what
Yeah,
you
because
need
they
to
didn't
do,
bring
I
any
get you
charges in the
can't lock
beginning.
all these people up or go
Hmm.
back and look through every case, but you need to, if you want it to stop, you need to fire some bullets across decks and let cats know, oh, we're in a new landscape. I'm gonna just,
Hmm.
whatever I was doing, I'm gonna stop, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm never gonna start, right? Um, they don't seem to want to do that. And like I've been saying on my show all the time, when I left, I used to protest, even as a police officer in New York. I used to protest because I was, raised by fucking Black Panthers and flower children, right? Uh, but then I was at a protest in Times Square, and it just sort of felt bad and it went left. And me and my ex at the time, me and my girlfriend at the time, I was like, we're not going anymore because nobody's in charge. And who are those guys, right?
Mm.
A couple of protests later, like these Antifa guys are trying to like start it with the cops, and then like the Proud Boys want to start, and before you know it, it's not really about these people. And mind you, this is steeped in black culture. No one The only reason why anybody actually protests as heavily as they do is because black people protested for 100 years, right? As heavily as we did. We set the example that people follow. Um, and now the protests are run by the Democratic Party, and people show up. And the last, like when I stopped showing up, now here, people show up to your peaceful rallies with AR-15s. Why would you show up to the next peaceful rally without a gun? And now here in Virginia, we have an armed Black Panther Party. We've got at least like four other like armed black militias, and I'm sitting here going, you let this shit run off the table. I'm excuse my language, but you should have fixed this. And now the only reason you're concerned is because of January 6th when they ran up on you, right? Now you're really concerned about these people. But when they were in police departments, judges, lawyers, these doctors, I mean, yeah. And now
I
there's
just
an
want to.
issue with it. I'm
So
sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to interject here because I
Go
I'm
ahead.
never
Go
sorry,
get
ahead.
please.
this
You haven't said
information,
anything
man.
yet.
I've
Please.
never met you, have I? I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
I've
please
ever met
introduce
you.
yourselves. This is Carmen.
How you
Uh,
doing, Carmen?
How you
and this is
doing?
Information
I was
Man.
just like, well, I'm gonna let them do their thing, but at some point I
Yeah.
should say hi.
Yeah, yeah.
How you doing? Yeah,
So what's your
I've been
take on
on
what we've
Hats
been
for a little
saying?
while, but I'm really more well known in the YouTube world. So
Okay.
I have a channel over there, and I go hard and strong in the paint with these kind
Yeah,
of issues, social issues, political issues, cultural issues. I do interviews. I bring people up on panels to have discussions. Um, and I also talk about, I talk about stuff that's more, enlightening and powerful in terms of empowering us as a people. Um, and today, I just felt that everything was aligned right for this verdict. I was a little concerned because when you saw how when we witnessed how they were talking about the young man's body, toes, and all of this, and I'm
yeah,
saying to myself, when a lawyer talks like that, they're speaking to an audience, and that jury pool was mainly 11
It was
whites,
all white
one
people,
black,
right? Except one
9 white
person.
women. Yeah, and
mm,
and let me just let you know this: the feds are going to investigate from what they're asking for an investigation because they're wondering why is it that there was only one juror that was black
Hmm.
in
yeah,
a community that was 27% African American, whatever you want to call yourself. I find that and I know there's some of our people don't want to be on juries, let's be honest about that too, but something about that just didn't make any sense. And when
yeah. No,
for a
it didn't.
defense attorney to say what she said, she
Right,
felt that she was talking to an audience that it would resonate with and that it would turn. And
right.
Ahmaud Arbery's mother said they just did that to dirty up her son because they knew they didn't have a good case.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
look,
just, it was
when I see
horrible.
this, I see
Horrible.
shades of the Emmett Till trial. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just kind of like the verdict came in like in 20 minutes or something like that, and you're just kind of like, but now you're supposed to move past that, and we still, they just like did you hear about Malcolm X? So all the three guys who killed Malcolm X were exonerated.
They were
So then
exonerated, right?
my question now becomes, shouldn't you now go talk to the people who are, I don't care if they're 80, right? You're supposed to make sure that we all believe in justice and democracy. And I was like, yeah, well, yeah, they didn't
And
do
his
it to
daughter
what
just
do you
died
think? Yeah,
yesterday.
the wildest occurrence. Yeah.
But this is the
She died
thing, though,
yesterday at
brother.
53 and 55 in Brooklyn.
This
It's
is the
horrible.
thing. The Malcolm X's daughters, they didn't necessarily have a problem with that one of those individuals being released because I
Right.
don't know if you got a chance to
No,
see that Netflix.
I don't know
No, no,
if, I'm sorry.
I just want to say this. I gotta say this. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if you had a chance to look at. There was a Netflix special that came out. There was his brother who did heavy research into who took his life,
yeah.
And they've always said that the guys that were in prison they believe that the police and the government guinea pig those guys,
Right.
chose them as the fall men when it was someone else. And the guy who actually potentially took his life, guess where he was living? He was living in New Jersey doing community work, well known in the community. Matter of fact, even got a placard from Cory Booker when he was New Jersey
my
mayor because a
God.
lot of people didn't know about his history.
Right.
Remember, it was a
No.
mosque in New Jersey that he was a member of. In
Right.
the footage that they showed in this documentary, there was a guy with a sawed-off shotgun. They have the shotgun. They believe it was this dude in the community who passed away not too long ago, who was the one who shot the fatal shots. And then in that documentary, he went and interviewed people that were part of that mosque. And a lot of them didn't want to talk. They were like, "Oh, why do you want to bring this up?" A lot of them old cats out there, they don't want to talk about it, and they're telling people, "Shut up." So
Right.
so you can say, yeah, the government was involved, police in New York were involved, but you had people who look just like us who
No, no,
had
no.
involved. Because
Look,
remember,
absolutely. Like I was taught, the first people, if this is going to get cleaned up, the first people you deal with are your own, right?
yeah, Farrakhan was
Because if you
angry
leave
at
them in
him.
play, they work against you while you work against like
Right.
the official enemy, right? So these are, these are fucking the teachings of like the Black Power movement in the early 70s.
Ali was angry at him. It was an atmosphere that was created where everybody was
Yeah, there was
hating on
animosity.
Malcolm.
You bring strife into like, you bring everybody into disharmony.
Right. And
But
so
like I
the
say, you know
FBI,
these tricks now. So
right.
why has no one tried to rebuild? Because there are still these old soldiers
Mm-hmm.
who are showing up. Like they can't get people to march,
Right.
right?
Right.
No one
The
shows
F
up for marches. No one's going to church. Like you've played your last hand.
Mhm.
You sucked the life out of this thing.
Right.
So who's to come through now and revive it? And
Right.
then how will it look?
Right.
Especially in a landscape where you have everybody carrying guns, people showing up, like I said, to peaceful rallies with AR-15s, saying, "Well, I'm protecting the neighborhood houses." Now the next group of people are like, "I'm not going to this thing without my ex, and he's got to." Then the next iteration is, "Well, if he's got an AR-15, I'm not bringing this. I'm gonna get me an AR-15, right?" And before you know
True.
it, you have like actual militias, and and my whole position is, why don't you fix it while it's fixable, American government, right?
Oh, true.
And
This is
that's
how.
dealing darkly with people that you know. Like once you find a racist cop, you drill him out, right? Once you find like a shitty judge, look at his record, but they don't do that. So
Mhm.
True. I think the true test of what has just taken place is going to be this, my brother.
hmm
I want to see I don't want to see people get in trouble, but I would like to see potentially a situation that happens where you have, man, I can't believe I'm saying this, where
I
you
know what you're
have
gonna say.
a young brother, 16 or a young African American kid who's 16 or
Yeah.
17, or even a man or adult female who's in a same situation like that, where she's in a hostile situation in a protest or something, and he or she has to shoot two people dead and one injured or three people dead. And then I want to see it go to trial. And I want to see the NRA and all these right
but they
wing
don't.
folks out here and everybody say, hey, she's our hero. That young black male's our hero because he was
Good.
defending himself and he was living up to the Second Amendment rights. I want to see that. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think it's gonna be the same
No,
story when one
no,
of us have a gun and we shoot them. See,
It's not
nobody
it's
likes
not
when the
just a
rabbit
gun,
has the
it's an
gun.
AR-15. And also you should explain for anybody listening why you said a dark female. It's very important. I don't think most people understand that. I do.
look, listen.
Most people do not understand that.
That what you just
No,
described
no,
happened
that's
twice.
important.
No, I know,
Oh,
no
it
doubt.
is important.
It
It
is
is
very
important.
important.
The- bec- Because of the I say that because of the stereotypes
That's right.
of how they see darker skinned black people
Hmm.
throughout the centuries. When you look at caricatures that they used to display of black people, they always made them darker skinned, and they see darker skinned people as sinister. Matter of fact,
Right.
they've done statistical studies that show if you're a darker skinned black person versus lighter skin, when you get arrested, you stand a higher chance of being arrested and seen as
That's true.
dangerous,
And
right?
there's a
Right.
privilege to my skin tone than to someone who's
Right.
darker. And
So
that's very important.
Right.
I just wanted people
It's
to
a caste
understand why you
system.
no,
said that. I
she's
thought it was
absolutely right.
important.
Right. It's a
So the
caste system.
true test of this reality is when we see someone of that background, that ilk, that situation doing the same thing.
That's
I would
right.
like to see if America and the NRA and all the people that support Trump and all the people that support Second Amendment rights, I want to see
But they
you
didn't
have the
because, like
same respect.
there were two
Because this is the
cases.
thing I'm going to say to you. It
Okay.
ain't fun when the rabbits got the gun.
Right. Well, what you said, there are two cases that come to mind. One was, I want to say the Jason, I forget his name, but he was a church drummer whose car broke down on the side of the road, and he called OnStar, and the whole exchange with the undercover cop who came and shot him was caught on OnStar, right? And his narrative was totally different from what was recorded by the OnStar as he killed this guy. He was an NRA member, church drummer.
The
Everybody in the
cop,
neighborhood knew him.
the cop or the
No, no,
person
the
who
the,
was
the
killed?
guy who was shot and killed.
Wow.
NRA member. NRA never said a word, right? And then the other one is the woman who fired a warning shot at her abusive husband, like stand your ground. They sent her to jail.
Ooh, Bobby Hutton. Why does
Is
that
that her
ring a
name?
bell?
Right. So
That's what
both
the
of those
name is
Oh,
for
Bobby
instances.
her.
Hutton.
I
Wait a
remember
minute
that
now.
actually.
Ring my
Yeah.
bell. You said Bobby Hutton?
Yeah.
Wow.
I need to look that up a little bit. I think, yeah,
Please
that's
refresh
exactly
my
right.
mind. I know the
I
name. I
remember
know it was
that.
Yeah. You'll get
it was a
lost in all
tragic
the people,
situation,
man.
right? Wow.
Yeah, you will
That
get
name, I
lost in
haven't
all the
heard that
people.
name in God knows how long.
I think she finally got pardoned by, but I mean, it took forever.
Wow. I'll be right
It's
back,
like
folks.
a couple of days ago, they let a guy out of jail who was in jail for 45 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the DA said, we believe he did it. The chief of police said, we believe he did it. The governor said, we believe he did it. But the governor also uh, pardoned the two people who brandished like AR-15s at the Black Lives Matter people.
I remember those
So,
two people, right?
yeah, right. So he pardons them. So, but it's proof that this guy who just spent 45 years in jail for a triple homicide he did not
We
commit.
do. He's still in jail though, right? He's still in
No,
jail.
he's
Oh,
out.
they got him out?
Yeah, he's been out for like I want to say a week. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like,
So he just got out.
how do you
All right.
not then look into the people who put these people? Like you want to make sure that all of us believe in the system, and it's not just for some people. And
But you know it is just for some people. I mean, my
no, no,
issue
no,
has
no, no,
always
no, no,
been
no.
I don't
I
have a
mean,
problem with the death penalty. I have a problem with the justice system. That's always been
yeah,
my thing. Because I will
right,
kill anyone myself who hurts somebody I love or a child or whatever. But the
exactly,
justice system is the problem. I
right.
don't think it's for, I think it's really a mess. And
It's
racism plays a
the
big
people
part,
who
a
built
huge
the
part.
system had built a wall around themselves as well as a gallows for you within this construct, right?
Hmm.
And then what I told my white friends is once they said you can't no blacks and no whites, we're all equal, all you poor white people got lumped in with the rest of us.
That's right.
Right? And I mean, they don't cover it as much, but poor white people get, not I mean, we want racism gone, but let's face it, this is
Right.
about
But
the
poor
haves and the
people suffer
have-nots,
as well, just
right?
because if you don't
Right,
have any
and
money, that's a whole
racism is a
class issue.
byproduct of that.
Yeah.
So the haves and the have-nots, in order to stop everybody from running up on you, you then have to tell the poor people, well, you don't have anything because of the fucking blacks. And you're like, well, fam,
Right.
right?
Right.
Meanwhile, even amongst themselves, everybody's got conflict. I said this on my show a couple of days ago. Like the Koreans have an issue with the Japanese, who have an issue with the Chinese, right? That's within the Asian diaspora. Um, we can
Mhm.
look at the European diaspora, right? The
Mhm. Mhm.
British hate the French, and they had a war in Spain, right? Like so, everybody's got inner turmoils and inner conflicts, and when you're savvy enough, you can kind of take advantage of these things. And people have been doing that for a very long time. And
I'm gonna
America
jump
needs to
off and have
grow
some
up.
dinner, and I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna listen in the background. I'm just gonna jump off and have some dinner.
Oh, all right.
Um,
Hey,
Thanks for coming through.
it's
wait,
thank you for coming through. It's nice to meet. What
it's
is your
nice to meet
name
you too.
again?
It's Carmen. I'm gonna go find you on Twitch. You're under the same name,
Yeah, you can
information.
find me on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube right now. Go over there and
Okay. I
subscribe and
don't
check
really
it
hang
out.
out on YouTube, but I will find you on Twitch for
Yeah, I'm on
sure.
Twitch. Yeah, and
Okay.
whenever I go live on YouTube, I broadcast right into
Oh,
Twitch
you
as
go right
well.
into it. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so I have
Okay.
multi streams, and I appreciate you coming up. And it was nice hearing you. And you
Yeah,
brought up a
awesome.
name that I hadn't heard in a long time.
Yeah. No, no. So I'll be listening to you guys. I'll be here. I'm just gonna eat some dinner. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Bye.
have something.
Bye.
all right.
Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Happy
true.
Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, same to you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, yeah, I've got to eat in a little bit too. True. I want to come up. I just wanted
Yeah.
to come up and just thank you for
Yeah, the show's
bringing
about
up
to
this
end in 10
issue.
minutes anyway.
I just want to thank you for bringing this issue up and being the person that you are. You're very fair, brother. You're very fair. You make great statements, and you use great common sense, which is not very common anymore in our society, right? And
Thank you.
next time, and thank you, Carmen. Great to have you over here.
Yeah, thank you,
Next
Carmen.
time you talk to Brother Hicks,
Yes.
is he still doing his his Tuesdays Father's Night show?
I think he is. He was on yesterday, as a matter of
I
fact.
would
Yes, so yeah.
okay. Damn, I see. I wasn't on the system yesterday. I would definitely like to get everybody. I like to get a stream with all of us on and
That'd
just
be
shooting the
great.
breeze again. I really like that.
We should set up
And
like at least a once every fortnight kind of deal. That way it's not too like, once every 14 days or so.
yeah,
Just to kick it around, the big stories of the last like 10 days or so. Yeah,
yeah,
we can absolutely
right.
get that moving.
But I think what you said is important for us to see how things are gonna unfold going forward
Yeah.
with this whole. How you know. I'm really anxious to see how many people are going to be able to use the self defense, because I was listening to a sister called her name is Justice something Chaser, and she said that already that defense lawyers are getting phone calls that are ringing off the hook for people saying, "Hey, can I get off like Cal? I mean, I shot
Right.
somebody, but I didn't kill them, and I got into a struggle with them." And she's saying that a lot of people are going to think that they're going to get the same benefit that he got, and they're not, because
Right.
it doesn't conflict. It doesn't fit into what is self defense. So
Right.
it's that verdict has changed the whole
Well, it's
paradigm now.
popular, and I'm sure popular defenses happen in law too, right? All of a sudden that worked
Right.
for him, then I'm just gonna claim that. And I guess then the people in the law just like, I mean, are they even trying to find if anybody's innocent, or are they just shoveling people into jail like coal and making money
Right.
off of it? You
Right.
know,
Right. But
it's just
yeah, brother, keep doing your thing. I'll be back over here to see you live
oh,
again.
that'd be great, man.
Yeah,
I love having you up.
I always catch your YouTube feed. It always comes up for me. So like when I'm on my YouTube, because I always have my
Right.
YouTube on, like my whole setup is always on, so I can see
Oh,
who's on
nice,
live, and you
nice.
come up all the time for me, and I say, oh, okay, he's on now. And I gotta admit to you, brother, this setup that they have perhaps has some potential if they could just fix the kinks and the bugs in it.
Yeah, I got like
And I
five.
think
I had 3 issues wrong with before. Now I've got like 7 things that they've,
right.
now it's like
I
worse.
do think it's problematic that the people that you subscribe to are now can be gone. I know there's a bunch
Yeah,
of people that I was following that they're gone from me, and I gotta
yeah,
figure out if I can find them by seeing if they're on live or something.
right. Yeah,
and
it doesn't
and
make any
the
sense.
app doesn't work, brother. I
Yeah,
uploaded the app, and every time I try to set my app up, it keeps fizzing out. I can only get on here through the desktop. I'm on desktop right now.
right. I
Is
haven't
your
even
is
tried the app.
Have you tried the app yet?
I haven't even tried that. No, I'm like 99% desktop.
And then what's up with these
Heart. You know what I'm
Valentine's Day.
saying?
I mean, everybody, thank you. When people click that, I guess they're giving you like,
Like
some
props,
love.
right?
But I don't like the hearts, man. Come
That's
on,
what
this
I'm
is not.
saying. I'm like, if I'm sitting here
What
going,
is
and
this?
they found her body in the ravine, and then just a heart comes floating by,
Right. Then
it's
look at
just the
that.
illest. It's just the
Who's giving
illest,
us those hearts? Oh,
right?
I see.
And then
It's
on
Rick. It's
top,
Rick
like this,
Costa.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
this
messed this
if you're
up.
talking about a serious subject matter, I don't want hearts coming across the screen. It's kind of weird.
Rick, Rick is killing.
But I
So
understand what it is. Anytime someone appreciates what you're doing, they can choose
right.
hearts or whatever they want to choose,
But they should
and I
have
get it.
a range of things you could choose from. Like Rick, I wouldn't like Rick's comment, and I can't even like his comment.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I
I
th-
can't put his comment on the screen anymore.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
think that there are some different avatars that you can choose to put on the screen when you are liking someone's stream. And like you said, the way they had it set up before was so much easier. Like,
yeah,
you used to be able to click an avatar and then send them an invite.
yeah.
So I don't understand why they couldn't have integrated some of the stuff from the old one to this new one to make it still user friendly to people. Because this one is not as user friendly, even though I do like the fact that you can broadcast into coming soon into Instagram, and you could potentially broadcast into TikTok. I think, and then of course Riddick. I think that's great, but they should have made it more user friendly than it is right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think what they've done is they they gave you less when you know what I mean? It's I mean, at least you could share like comments and like people's statements. All the basic stuff that's about to say shit, excuse me. All the basic stuff that's been around for 20 years, they removed. And then they only gave you portrait in a world where everybody shoots landscape.
Yeah, but
I mean,
they did that
that's
when you open up this app. If you notice, the people who are the musicians, they have their content being pushed to the top. They
right.
really did this because they wanted to cater to the TikTokers, the musicians, because they feel that's where the money is, and the musicians are that's going to attract musicians to use this. Because I
Right.
guess for musicians, they want the vertical more than the landscape. So they've already decided what their promotional strategy is. It's towards the musicians, TikTokers, people who do the vertical, and that's where they see the bang for the buck. So I get that, but they
Right.
could still do that by adding the option of doing landscape. Now, maybe they are going to bring landscape back and we're just jumping ahead of ourselves, okay? But
But it's been a while.
it just doesn't feel good. Why can't you
Right.
have landscape the way it was before, but you can't give us the option of landscape in this quote unquote new frontier? Don't get
Right.
it,
Yeah. Yeah, this app seems like
you know.
somewhat
That's why, brother, I do most
turbio-navigated.
of my streaming on YouTube because it's just this kind of the horizontal is just not for me. Unless I
Right.
just want to crack it open and talk to people, which I can do. But if I want
Right.
to put on a real show like I like to do, I like the landscape better for that, and they should give us that option. And I'm not trying to blame um um the two guys we got
Oh,
uh,
I know you're talking about.
the is it Lopez? I'm trying to be respectful here because I'm
Right.
losing their names out of my mind.
Yeah, the Peter and Pablo.
People, yeah, thank you, Peter and Pablo. I'm not blaming them because they're not in control of all this stuff that's happening.
Right.
I'm not saying they're to
Look,
blame.
listen,
No,
not
folks.
everybody bats 1,000, man. Sometimes you put up an app and it gets halfway there, and all of a sudden it peaks in junior high school, right?
Peter and
And
Pablo,
not
yeah.
it doesn't always get to like where Microsoft or all this other shit is. Some people make the wrong decisions, and at every stage. So just because you started it and we all discovered it doesn't mean it was destined to be. And like you said earlier, like you're pretty sure a lot of people were like, "What the fuck is this?" And you killed your user
Yeah.
base. Um,
And this is not to be disrespectful because look,
not to
yeah,
be
it's a
disrespectful, no.
it's a free. Let's just keep it 100% real here. Haps is a free site
Right.
that allows people
Free
without
streamer.
being charged to
Right.
broadcast all over the damn place of your
Right.
social media, which is fantastic.
Right.
The only thing that I find bad is that you have people who don't have what was it 10,000 subscribers in their overall social media collectively
Right.
to be able to continue live streaming. I think that's terrible, especially if those people have been with
Yeah.
Hap
Well,
since
what
day
what
one.
those people
They should be
see, that doesn't
grandfathered
make me.
in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. But if you kick, why would you kick people out? You would just drive them to the competition. Um, that
Right.
doesn't even seem like a smart business idea to me.
And they give you word of mouth. Your best advertisement is the word of mouth. People going
Yeah.
out there and saying, "Hey, man, get over here and try
So
this."
now the same word of mouth works negatively too. So now that you kick me off because I don't have 10,000 subscribed to all these platforms, I go to Twitch and go, oh yeah, I was on them and those, and then I just start, and before you know it, I begin to cancel in this section of it. Someone else is over here on YouTube, and they'll begin to cancel about this thing you're building on YouTube because you kicked all these people off. Because it's like they're becoming the Abercrombie and Finch of like fucking streamers. You know what I mean? Where you have to be the coolest, most good looking to even come in this store. And once that got out, people stopped going to the store in the first place. Then they were desperate for business. Oh man. All right. I guess that's about it for us.
Well,
Oh
look,
wow, look at this. Literally,
before you run off, brother. Wait a
literally.
minute. Don't stop the stream yet. No, I know you on a time. I know you on a time here. So
Yeah, I always
anyway,
time it for an hour,
I'll be
15 minutes.
back over if you on tomorrow or any other day. I'll be back on.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
I've
back
been
tomorrow.
busy. I've been busy on the YouTube streets, folks. I got the two Albury streams. The one that I did today. A lot of
Right.
people came over and checked it out, and I really appreciate everybody's support that checked that out. You can catch me on the YouTube Streets Information Man Show. This is Brother True. Y'all give him support. Keep doing your thing. And I still want to get you on my channel, brother, to talk this real talk.
Absolutely. I would love to.
And yeah, I
Love
definitely
to.
got to do that, and we're gonna get that going and everything like that. But you have a great rest of your evening. Everybody is fantastic, and maybe Haps will surprise us and turn things around and make the
Right.
adjustments for us, and then we'll
Right.
all maybe they will have the last laugh on all of us when they make these improvements, and then we'll all be
True.
saying, "Oh, I wish I wouldn't have said anything negative about it."
Exactly. Remember, we are creatures of habit. This kind of stark change will only cause drama.
Right. Let me
All
get
right.
on out of here, brother. Take care.
Absolutely. Take care, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, everybody in that chat room, you're all fantastic folks. Thank you. Peace.
Absolutely. All right. As for me, this is my out as well. We got 10 minutes. We're 10 to 9. Um, I guess that's it, right? Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks everyone for coming through in the chat. I wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm wishing you a happy and healthy new year 6 fucking weeks early. So get some of that, bitches. Um I'm wishing you a happy new year early. Did I call you bitches? I'm sorry. Um uh, uh I want you to have a good night. I want you to have an excellent Thanksgiving. And then I want you to pack it on with like your good weekend. I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I like to stream nightly. I think I'm over my hurt feelings, but I'll just be streaming to one channel. But once the new year come, I think we're gonna move this whole party over to Twitch and see if I can be interesting and in a stable environment. How's that? All right, I got love for you, Carmen. Thank you for coming through. Fab becoming one of my favorite information, man. It's always good talking to you. We definitely have to do some more stuff. Ed, I love you, man. Be good. Go with God. Uh, Rick, I see. I wanted. This is what I mean. I want to like. Rick was up here posting hearts while we were talking about it. I wanted to like what he was doing, and I couldn't even like that. So yeah, I want to thank Eric Hype for coming through, And as always, William, who's in my chat nightly. Everybody, have a healthy and happy Thanksgiving. Protect yourself. Um, look out for your family. Family is important. It's good to make friends and allies and have a philosophy as you walk through this life, right? Uh, protect yourself. As we used to say in the hood, protect your neck. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys and gals, and happy Thanksgiving.